meeting. We've got Jacques, Nienaber and Lukhanyo on. They can be used, both their quotes for today. Just the usual procedure, they're up for 15 minutes. We'll then have two other players. Willie Leroux will be on for embargoed for Sunday, and then we'll have Marvin Ori, who will be exclusively for use for tomorrow. So please just take note of that. And then, yeah, just the usual procedure. Please just raise your hand and ask a question. They'll be on for the next 15 minutes. Thank you. Nathan?
Thank you very much, Zina. Good day, gentlemen in the high table. Jacques, I'll ask you a question in English and then on to Lukhanyo later on in the presser. Jacques, now that the Wales series is out the way, onto the rugby champs, the first challenge to the All Blacks. Can you just talk us through what you thought about their series against Ireland and what will you be expecting from them?
What will we expect? Sorry, you went away. So what do we expect from New Zealand in the Rugby Championship?
Yes, that's correct.
No, listen, I think it will probably be a little bit different to the challenge that we faced against Wales. I think New Zealand, if you look at the athletes that they have and you look at the skill set they have available to them, it's probably going to be a game that's built around a lot of continuity and maybe moving the ball around a bit. So then again, they don't shy away from set piece battles, which they showed against Ireland. So I think it's going to be a blend of set piece battles and then also probably a little bit more continuity than what we saw in the Welsh series. In saying that, I thought Wales really tested us, especially if you think of the try they scored in Cape Town against us from the restart. I thought they kept the ball alive and kept good continuity going. So I think it's probably going to be a challenge like that.
Ashfaq?
Hi everybody. Jacques, before the Wales series, we probably didn't have the best prep because we had two teams in the URC final. Now you've got this training camp this week and another week of preparation next week. Does your goals change, or what do you hope to achieve now for the first test against the All Blacks compared to the first Wales test?
I think, Ashfaq, I think our goal is to improve and to get better. I think, obviously, having not played any rugby and Wales were our first game for 2022, you almost get a little bit of a marker of where we are at. And then we tried to build during the Wales series. I think the main thing for us is to control what and to fix things in our game. You know, we weren't perfect against Wales by no means. You know, I think there's a lot of stuff that we have to work on and that we have to improve on. And we had a nice review on Monday, looking and having a reality check of where we are currently at and what we have to improve, what goals did we set in the Wales series, and where did we excel, or in some instances we thought we actually showed some good growth, and then in other instances we obviously didn't show as much growth as what we thought we would have. So it's basically fixing our own stuff.
Craig Ray?
Thanks, Ina. Hi, Jacques. Hi, Lukhanyo. Jacques, what do you make of New Zealand's staff changes? So close to having been in the team environment yourself, can that be disruptive to a team to shake things up so radically before such big matches?
Yeah, Craig, no, I don't think so. I think if you think back at 2019, I mean, we were Rugby Championship. We were how many games away from the World Cup? I think Swayze, the change of Swayze happened against New Zealand or after New Zealand. So there was two games against Argentina and one game against Japan, and then we went into a World Cup and we got Felix Jones in less than a month. So I guess it is what it is. So you just learn to deal with it.
Yeah, thanks.
Spoo?
Thanks, Zina. How's it, Jacques? How's it, Lukhanyo? My question is just around the Aphelele Fassi being let go back to the Sharks. Are there any particular areas he needs to work on to remain in this group? And do you feel like you have enough to cover for Colby there in players like Kirtley?
Yes, I think, yeah, unfortunate for us, we still have a good big group, but we only have 42 players with us, and obviously the two guys that we left out, Apelele and Marcel, to get two injured guys in to see where they are in terms of their rehab, and Dwayne and Frans Steyn, that yeah, so we basically wanted to have a look at them before we go into the Rugby Championship and before we go on tour in the Rugby Championship to Australia and to Argentina. So yeah, both those players, unfortunate. I think they well, firstly off field, I thought they served the team well. They understood their roles and their responsibilities, and they did that top notch. On field, obviously, we, like I said numerous times, we have performance analysis after every game, and that is shared with the players after every game. So I think I don't think it's my place to discuss their performance assessment with the public. I mean, you're more than welcome to contact them directly, and they will have they would know exactly, and they can talk to you about it if they want to. But in terms of the rugby stuff, I'm 100% confident that they know if there is gaps in their game, where the gaps is, and what we would like them to work on. And yeah, like I said, I told both players, for us, it's definitely not cheers. For us, it's almost like a pause. You know, we know if there's another injury in an outside back, or if there's another couple of injuries at loose forward, or a couple of injuries in the outside backs, I mean, they just slot straight in. They're two guys that have been with us for quite some time.
Ati?
Afternoon, guys. My question is for Lukhanyo, Xhosa. Lukhanyo, ngicela ukubuza nje bana as a team niziva kanjani njengoku going to ezi-test ezimbini ne-Springbok ne-All Blacks, and for wena nje personally bana isizini lena it could be a big season for wena, uziva kanjani, and again uzimisele ngantoni kule season le izayo?
I think team ophelela sikunawendle after sisano wina i-series ne-Wales, kodwa ke siyayazi i-New Zealand sinetha i-team enkulu kakhulu, and sinetha kuzomele sizimisele siqinisekisile nathi izithemba sikwindawo right. So yeah, uzaba lidaba ezabe siwujongile kwicala lesizama uzilungiselela kwenzela so sizokwazi udlala kakuhle ujongana ne-New Zealand kwezi games imbini, and ndicinga mhlawumbi kube sidlala nasekhayeni sineloo nto kwicala lethu, singabadlali basikwazi usela kangangoko. And yeah, kwicala lam mna sinela ndibulela nje ngoba fit, sinela because injury, and ke sinela sidlali i-sports team zazama uzimisela kangangoko unikeza umsebenzi wakho, za-contributor to a team, and yeah, kwethemba if yenzeka kuhle olo hlobo kulapho sinethi umdlalo wam uzakubonakala khona.
Grant?
Thanks, Zina. Hi, Jacques and Lukhanyo. Jacques,
Yes.
just in terms of the two All Black coaching members who were let go, was there any temptation to get them involved as consultants, or is that almost an unwritten rule that you don't go there?
No, it wasn't discussed.
Heinz?
Hi, Jacques and Lukhanyo. Hope you guys are well. Jacques, just in terms of your two veterans who are back, I mean, obviously you wouldn't pick them if they weren't, you know, in good shape and stuff. But I just wanted to hear sort of like in terms of squad dynamics, are those two guys' recent injuries almost like just a timely reminder that those type of bodies do need a bit of management, or is it like when you're in the squad, you still have to go full out?
I don't know if the injuries. I think France had a hamstring and Dwayne had a clean out of his knee. So no, I think obviously if you have a squad that that is more of a performing older group, you got to manage their load. I mean, I think if players are 22, 23, they can handle a lot of load. And they just recover a little bit quicker. When you're a little bit older, like most of us, then you do have to look after the bodies. But yeah, so that's my take on them. And for us, having them in the squad, we got them in to have a look at them. So obviously they've been busy with rehab. So rather, let's have a good look at them under our medical staff and see where they are at, and then we'll make a decision after this incoming leg of the Rugby Championship.
We'll take the last question in English for Ashfaq.
Thanks, Ina. Jacques, just to clarify, so is Dwayne in France available for selection or not? Because I haven't played for like a month or a month and a half.
Yes, Ashfaq, I think the main thing is that, they must handle this week's load. We're only on Wednesday, and then we still got Friday to come for us, the training session, and then obviously next week, and then we must make a decision as coaches. So Dwayne hasn't had a rugby session with it as yet, so I think it would be tough to get him in the mix. He'll probably he's still busy with his return to play rehab protocol, if I can put it like that. France is in training session, so he's training with us. He's done last week with the Cheetahs. They started their preseason already, so he's got 1 week under the belt of preseason already, and now this half a week he's done with us rugby wise. But Dwayne hasn't been part of the rugby session yet. That's why I say the key thing for us is to get them in to have a look. Where are they at? Where's their conditioning at? Where's their rugby skills at? And to put them in our environment and see how, from a rugby on-field point of view, how do they cope? And then we'll make an informed decision on selection probably next week when we go into team selection, and selection for maybe going forward into the Rugby Championship. We'll make that at the back end of next week. Yeah.
And just Lukhanyo, Zina, sorry man, just one for Lukhanyo. You guys had some good moments and maybe not so good moments against Wales, but the All Blacks always a big one, and you guys seem to lift your game, won a few times now in New Zealand and drew as well. Yeah, what does it mean to you to face the All Blacks next week?
I think, facing the All Blacks, I think it's one of the teams where you have to be on your A game all the time. So yeah, I think from us as a team, we've tried, preparing as much as we can. We all know that we'll be facing a different threat compared to Wales. So we're busy doing our prep, and we're trusting that will put us in a better place for the test next week.
Percy will give you 2 Afrikaans questions, and then Nathan, your last question to Lukhanyo.
Zina, thank you so much for this opportunity. Good afternoon, Jacques. Good afternoon, Lukhanyo. Good afternoon, colleagues. Jacques, dit is die aldag dat ons hoor van 'n Springbok span uit Mbombela, oftewel Nelspruit. Net kortliks, wat beteken dit om die Springbokke na die mense, na julle ondersteuners daar in daai streek te neem, en hoekom spesifiek die streek nou? Ek vra 'n bietjie weg van die rugby op die veld, maar hoe belangrik is dit om rugby in daai streek na te neem, veral vir julle as Springbokke? En soos Zina gesê, die tweede deel van my Afrikaanse vraag is net 'n soortgelyke vraag soos Craig Ray gevra het. Wat moet ek as Percival Young lees uit die feit dat Ian Foster sê hy is 'n afrigter onder druk, hulle is 'n span met hulle rug teen die muur, hulle kom Suid-Afrika toe om hulle naam en eer te herstel. Wat lees Jacques Nienaber en sy Springbok span uit daai uitlatings deur Ian Foster?
Percy, die eerste deel is vir ons om Nelspruit te kom is altyd dis die eerste keer dat ek hier is met die bokke. So dis vir ons 'n voorreg en ons het vandag 'n oop sessie gehad hierso in Hazyview en daar was 'n klomp mense. Jy weet, 'n klomp kinders. So ek dink dit is awesome vir hulle om ook hulle sterre te sien en die mense het ons met oop arms ontvang en buig agteroor om ons te akkommodeer en ons te help en is regtig besonder om te sien die hoeveelheid ondersteuning wat ons het in hierdie deel van die wêreld. So vir ons is dit spesiaal en dit is vir ons lekker om dit na om rugby na die deel van die wêreld toe te bring of nasionale rugby of die Springbokke. Dan die tweede deel, ja, ek dink Percy in terme van die All Blacks of Nieu-Seeland se afrigters. Yes, ons probeer maar wegbly van wat hulle alles sê. Ons almal is maar onder druk, Percy. Dink jy 2 games verloor is jy onder druk, so ja, dit is wat dit is. Ek dink hulle gaan desperaat wees, maar nie, ek dink Nieu-Seeland is altyd desperaat. Jy weet, hulle het baie om voor te speel, net soos ons. Jy weet, ons speel vir ons nasie, hulle speel vir hulle nasie. So hulle gaan hier daartoe kom, hulle is onder druk, ons is onder druk. Ons probeer maar net na die realiteit te kyk en die goed wat ons kan beheer. Ons kan nie beheer hoe desperaat hulle is en wat hulle alles doen. Ons kan net beheer wat ons kan beheer en ons kan ons desperasie beheer. So en ons fokus maar daarop.
Nathan, last question.
Sithombe esithathu, xa ucinga abadlali bezimnyama abadlala esuswini oGuju noTwivasa, inalo icebo labo ayikukhathazi laa nto yongadlali nabo kwi-Super Rugby nova nje umgangatho badlala ngalo?
Ya, ndoqala kule Super Rugby. Ndicinga umgangatho webhola odlalwayo ku-Super Rugby nathi esodlulayo kwi-URC, I think uhlukile. Kodwa ke loo nto ayithethi ukuthi ukhona ongcono kunomnye. So izawuba ntle kakhulu xa sigagana nala madoda sike sibheshane sivane okokuqala kube singasadlali against each other kwi-Super Rugby. So yeah, izawuba lithuba elihle kakhulu elo for thina. Kwaye ke amadoda esembindini abo siyayazi uhlobo umbhoxo awudlala ngayo, kodwa ke ayonto sizawuthi sijonge emagameni kuphela. I think itimu yabo yonke bunoyijonga. Ungakhupha uqala kwirenka uyotsho kunumber 15 sileta zawuthi umgangatho wombhoxo wabo uyafana. So yeah, nathi siliqembu sijonge uzilungiselela eziqembu sineda asijonganga amagama sabe sigagane nawo.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. That's it for Jacques and Lukhanyo. You can use those quotes today. We'll excuse them now and then bring in Willie and Marvin. So just hold on 1 minute for them to just make that switch, please. Yeah. Thank you.
And guys, sorry for us being late. Apologies, but we were in a World Rugby meeting. So it's just something that just dragged on. Again, massive apologies of us being late. If we can control it, it won't happen again. But unfortunately, like I say, it was a little bit, it's guys that's above my pay grade that had a chat with us. But thanks for being patient.
Thanks, Jacques.
No worries. Thanks, Jacques. Thanks, Lukhanyo.
Thanks, Luki.
Okay, cool, guys. This is the second part of our press conference. So Marvin's quotes will be embargoed for tomorrow. That is Thursday. And then Willie's quotes are exclusively for Sunday use, please. So we can give our Sunday paper something as well. So same drill. Please raise your hand and ask your questions. We'll start with Sabu.
Thanks, Zina. Question for Marvin. How's it, Marvin? How's it, Willie? I just would like to know from yourself, Marvin, you part of the URC winning Stormers team. What have you felt of your sort of change of scenery? And do you think it's sort of contributed to the player you've become? And what do you make of your role in the Springboks? You appear to be gaining in seniority as well.
Sabu, thank you. Yeah, it was fantastic to be involved with Stormers and obviously go all the way. I don't think many people, including some of us, we we didn't think we could do that. So yeah, no, that is fantastic for me. It's good for me to be back in Cape Town. That's where I'm from. It's where I started playing rugby and got into you know, the school setup at a junior level for Western Province. So it's amazing to be back to spend more time with my family and my in-laws as well. So no, that is good. And then yeah, for me to be involved in the national team as well, it's obviously a big privilege and an honor. There's not many guys who you know who's had the privilege. So yeah, just taking it day by day and doing my best to contribute to make the team do well.
Grant?
Hi guys, Marvin. What did you make of the All Black lineout during the Test series against the Irish, and talk about your role as a caller and what you've learned from Lud so far?
Yeah, I think the All Blacks you know, they're known to have a strong set piece. They've got a lot of world-class players, especially the second rows. I think Retallick has been injured, and I think Whitelock also missed one game. So yeah, no, I think they're world-class players. Yeah, it will be a good challenge for us. I think luckily we also, in my opinion, have some world-class locks, and the competition has been good so far. We've had a good week of preparation so far, and yeah, I've spent a lot of time analyzing and trying to get plans in place ready for the next week. So it's gonna be exciting. I think it's gonna be challenging, but yeah, we've had a good week of prep so far, and hopefully we'll be able to put in a good show next week.
Brendan now?
Yeah, guys. Hello, guys. Question for Willie. Hey, Willie. Just I think to start us off, just the changes in the Rugby Championship schedule. You've been around for quite a while. You know, you've always gone over first and played overseas. Now for once you're starting the Rugby Champs in South Africa, just the sort of advantage is that an advantage for the Boks?
I wouldn't say it's advantage, but it is nice playing at home. Full stadiums. People can come watch. I think everyone's excited here in Nelspruit to watch the All Blacks and us play. And then Ellis Park next weekend. So playing in front of your home fans and stuff is always good and nice, and it's like you've got that extra cheer, extra momentum going into the game. But yeah, and then we go on tour, playing Australia twice away, Argentina away, and then we come back to Durban playing Argentina the last game. So it's we're really looking forward to it. Been training hard, so really excited for it to start next week.
Okay, can I just get a follow up there? Sorry, Willie. Also, just your partnership with Damian Willems. You guys have played quite a bit on the field, more than you probably would have expected in those 3 tests. Just your mentorship for him. He spoke a bit during the series about how you've been helping him, and just about that relationship and how you guys on attack are sort of slotting in with each other behind the pods there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a mentor. I say we're just in a team together. We play together. I still learn a lot from him as well, from Warwick as well. So I think we all learn from each other. We all try and make each other better. And then when I went on, yeah, me and Damien, we had a connection. He understands. If we go wide and Damien say he's out of there and I'm first at fly off, he just falls back and I just take over that role, and vice versa. When he's there, then I just stay out. So yeah, we got a good connection. Obviously, both from Paul Roos. So yeah, it was good to be on the field together and get those minutes under the belt.
Percy?
Baie dankie, Zina. Goeiemiddag meneer Marvin en Willie. Marvin, kan ek met jou begin vinnig? Kortliks, die vraag was gevra oor julle sukses in die JRC, in die Verenigde Rugby Kampioenskap. Kan ek egter vra, die gesprek gaan waarskynlik nou begin, dit gaan volgende week begin, dit gaan waarskynlik na die reeks teen die All Blacks ook gehou word. Is daar 'n bekommernis dat julle nie meer deel van Super Rugby is en julle nie meer so bekend is met julle opponente is, julle Nieu-Seelandse opponente is nie, en het julle 'n voordeel nou dat julle in Europa speel pleks van teen julle suidelike half van opponente? En net 'n vraagie vir Willie dan. Willie, kan ek jou dan vra? Ek vir jou afvraag die sorgelike vraag gevra. Het gesê julle bly liewer weg van te veel uitlaat oor die opponente, maar wat beteken dit om teen 'n span te speel of op internasionaal vlak 'n span wat met hulle rug in die muur soort van is. En dis die enige span, is die All Blacks span. Gaan julle dit as 'n geleentheid sien om dit uit te buit of as daar resse uitdaging wat op julle wag oor die volgende 2 naweke?
Was hier so ja, ek dink die skuif vir ons na die Northern Hemisphere, die Northern Hemisphere se liga toe die URC. Het was 'n uitdaging in die begin. Ek was nog nie betrokke met die Stormers oor die eerste paar games hier, maar definitief toe ek nou teruggekom het die soos julle almal weet ook die Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere, die styl van rugby is bietjie anders, so ek dink dit was vir ons voordelig. Ons moes soos ons skillset bietjie skerper gemaak het, want die uitdaging wat die oppositie bring is bietjie anders as in Super Rugby, so ek dink definitief het was vir ons voordelig. Baie van die skills wat ons daar geleer het, kan ons nog steeds toepas by die nasionale span, so ja, ek dink obviously die way die Southern Hemisphere spanne speel is baie anders, so ons probeer dit doen in die oefening, en ja, die week was sover goed, so ek dink ons het afgesimulate wat ons dink ons kan kry volgende naweek sover die week, so ja, dink dit was die skuif was sover goed vir ons clubs.
Kan jy net weer daai vraag vir my, sorry, my deel.
Nee, as reg wil ek nie gevra, ek het jou afrigter ook die vraag gevra oor hoe voel dit vir die wêreldkampioen om teen 'n span te speel wat met hulle rug teen die muur is. Dis die enige span nie, is natuurlik die All Blacks wat oor 2 naweke of 2 agtereenvolgende naweke te saamkom.
Ja, nee, ek dink die Bokke teen die All Blacks is altyd 'n groot game, en om Suid-Afrika te speel waar ons al die support het en almal kom skree, dit gaan 'n lekker uitdaging wees vir ons. As jy dink oor die laaste 4 games te mekaar, die game is gewen of verloor altyd in die 80ste minuut, so mens kan niks minder verwag as dit nie. As jy van 'n serieus los afkom, die enigste ding om dit reg te stel is om op te fokus op jou volgende games, en ek is seker dis hulle plan, Suid-Afrika toe te kom en hulle beste te gee hierso. Mens kan niks minder van hulle verwag nie, want hulle is 'n world-class span, so ons hier by die Bokke sien lekker uit vir 'n uitdaging om in onsself te meet teen hulle.
Ashfaq?
Thanks, Ina. Willie, firstly, how did it feel to be part of the bomb squad in the Wales series? And then, secondly, Cheslin not being there, does that affect your role at all, particularly against the All Blacks, where you guys seem to, the last few years, really raised your game and prepare sort of differently for the All Blacks?
Yeah, no, being part of the bomb squad was something new for me. When I had to go on second half already in the first stage was a bit funny, different feeling. But for me, it's just to bring a lot of a big vibe and a lot of energy for everyone to lift everyone up around me, and then obviously do my job as best as I can. So it was a bit new, but it was very exciting, and I was really excited to do it. And yeah, and then unfortunately Cheslin got injured in the last game, and I had to go on early, so then it's a bit of a different game that you have to play. We were leading and stuff, so we just had to keep it simple. Where the first game we were behind with a few scores, so we could play a little bit more and get the scoreboard going. So yeah, I don't think with Cheslin out anything would change. I think the guys here would do the job. They wouldn't have been here if they're not good enough. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Spook?
Thanks again, Zina. Another question for Marvin. Marvin, just can you tell us about the relationship with the hookers? You know Malcolm from the Lions. You guys have worked a whole lot together. What has his growth been like since he's come back? He was one of the outstanding players against Wales. And some of the other guys, how do you find them, Bongi and Joseph? And just one for you, really. Every once in a while you get criticized in the games, but then you come back and have the Wales series that you did have. How do you deal with some of the criticism that comes your way?
Yeah, so luckily, as you mentioned, I played with Malcolm for a couple of seasons in the Lions, and actually with Bonga as well. We played Varsity Cup and together back in 2013, and at the Bulls as well for a few games, and obviously Joseph, who's now also joined the Stormers. So yeah, Bongi, Malcolm, fantastic players, but I think Malcolm is close to 50 caps now. Bongi's also reached 50 last weekend. So yeah, I think they've in my opinion, they've grown a lot. They've matured definitely over the last couple of seasons, and yeah, in my opinion, again, I think they're world-class players. So yeah, obviously Tueba as well is not far behind them. So yeah, I think having hookers like that, it is definitely an advantage for us in the lineouts and in the scrums, and just in general play as well. I think the skill set they bring is fantastic for the team. So I think we're privileged to have three top hookers like what we have in the group.
For being criticized, yeah, sometimes you play well and you get criticized as well, and then sometimes you play bad. I think that's just our supporters, how they are. It means they care. If they didn't criticize about anything, then you know they don't care. So for me, it's always just going out there, doing my best. And then I know I've got the backing of the team, the coaching staff, and everyone. So at the end of the day, what they say to me matters. My family, the close ones, but our supporters, like if they didn't criticize, then you know they don't care about us. So sometimes you just have to take that and move on, and then do your best when you get an opportunity again.
Guys, we've only got time for 2 more questions. Morgan, I see you. We weren't able to get you earlier, so we'll do Morgan, and then Brendan, you had your hand up first, so sorry, we'll only be able to take those 2 questions. So Morgan, you can go. Morgan.
Sorry about that. Hi, Willie. Hi, Marvin. My question is for Willie. You've been in teams that have oscillated in form and fortune. For once, it seems like New Zealand are in a bit of a disarray and a bit of panic. From personal experience, having played now for the Springboks over multiple years, how does a team get together, overturn that panic, and make something worthwhile and back to a winning mentality?
Yeah, no, I think like they lost their series now against Ireland, so their next job focus will be coming to South Africa and proving a point to the whole world here. So I think that's how you turn around things. So they'll be desperate coming here. They'll be desperate to win in South Africa, to beat us here. So it's just for us to don't disappoint them and be just as desperate and show them who we are and what we stand for in South Africa. So like I said, All Black South Africa, it's always a massive game. It always goes to the 80th minute. And it's at the end of the day, who wants it most that gets the win. So it's going to be a massive, massive challenge, and one that we're all very excited to.
Brendan, last question.
So wil ek gaan sommer in Afrikaans vra. Dis bietjie soortgelyk aan Morgan se vraag. Ek sien daar's al reeds mense wat sê die bokke gaan in as gunstelinge, en ek dink dit sou seker van jou kant af die grootste fout wees om te dink julle is gunstelinge. So dis die een gedeelte van dit. En tweedens, van daai Ierse games, het jy al enigiets opgetel van hulle agterlyn, wat hulle enigiets wat hulle anders doen in die laaste 2 jaar, of van laas jaar van hulle gespeel het? Is hulle meer kwesbaar in sekere gedeeltes?
Ja, ek sal nie sê so nie. So hulle het verloor, hulle gaan ook na hulle self kyk nou en kyk waar hulle foute gemaak het, en hulle gaan dit wil regstel teen ons. So ons gaan enigiets verwag. Ons doen ook ons preparation, ons doen ons analysing, ons doen al ons dinge om die beste te wees op Saterdag saam as 'n span. So dit is soos ek weer eens sê, dit is die bokke teen die All Blacks wat een van die grootste rivalries in World Rugby is. So ek is seker die game gaan niemand disappoint nie, en dit is iets waarvoor ons almal in die kamp baie uitsien, en om onsself te meet teen hulle.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us. And we will be sending out the recording shortly. So please keep an eye out for that. And thank you, Willie and Marvin. Thank you, guys. And again, lastly, apologies for starting late. Jacques was on a World Rugby meeting, but at least we could catch up time. Thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Bye.
Dankie, dankie manne.
Thanks, Nina. Thanks, guys.